Malice.
At the Palace in Auburn Hills, right?
Auburn Hills, yeah.
I
That's
remember
Detroit. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, they knocked it down.
It
Detroit.
was ginormous.
Is that where Eminem made his video?
I have no idea.
I remember he made a video. It was a knockdown stadium. I'm not sure where that is.
Malice at the Palace, though.
What year was it?
D?
2000 and
The fight? 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
You remember it?
Well,
How do you remember it? Back then, before you saw this, how do you remember it?
I remember it as Ron Artest being crazy, running in the stands, and the media coverage. That was the biggest thing that I got from this. That he was breaking down. They didn't get to say anything. I didn't remember not hearing the players talk. That's true. I only remember hearing SportsCenter talk about it, hearing Bob Costas talk about it. So I only got that perspective, and that's all I got. I only thought that it was that little fight. He ran into the stands. They threw shit on them when they were walking in the tunnels. They threw a bunch of trash on them, and then you heard the suspensions. And then that's true. You didn't hear anything. You didn't hear anything else. You just knew they all got suspended.
It's one of those things that you had to hear it the first day, and if you didn't hear it the first day, they never replayed it.
That's not true. I watch SportsCenter every single day. They talked about it for a week.
No, they talked about their. I saw it live, like when it happened. Mm-hmm. I saw the game was on TV, mm-hmm. and they showed it once, like the full, because you're seeing it happen in real time. Mm-hmm. They never showed the full thing, like they never replayed the whole game or nothing like that.
I didn't even know there was more footage than what they showed. That's what I learned from this thing.
Yeah,
that there was way more footage. That they had every single camera angle for hours. They just had VHS lined up. That's how they could figure everybody out. But they just showed that one clip. They just showed the thing being thrown, Artest, and what's my man's name? It was Jermaine O'Neal, Artest, and what's the other guy?
Steven Jackson.
Artest and Steven Jackson running in. That's all you saw, and then walking in the thing. That's all you saw. But they showed that.
Yeah, those are like the highlights.
That's it.
Those are the highlights.
They showed the highlights.
I remember seeing like the full length thing.
Oh, I never saw the
full length. And what I got from that, I always got it was warranted. It was justified. I always got that from the actual thing.
Oh hell yeah! When they were calling them thugs, I'm like, well then I'm a thug because if you throw beer on me, I'm hitting you too. Like
that's where we first got a taste of the thing. And I remember after it, like the you thought it was because of Iverson and all that. It wasn't because of the wardrobe, the dress code.
Yeah.
It was because of stuff like this.
Well, that started it. This was just their excuse.
Yeah.
This was what their excuse was, so we can finally make changes. It's getting out of hand. That's why the NBA let that narrative go. The NBA shut them up.
Yeah.
And they let that, if SportsCenter and Bob Costas is talking about, oh, these are thugs, we got to clean up the game, it's because Stern kind of let them. Because you weren't talking trash about the NBA, Stern was going to come for you. So if he shut up the players and let the media ride with that to make it seem like, it's the players have a problem, we have to clean this up. Because he was already trying to clean it up. Like you said, with the Iverson stuff, he was already trying to clean that up. Because that was 01, 02, 03. This is that time.
This is the time where
players have to dress a certain way.
It was going international.
You had to put a
suit
on.
The NBA was big, and it was going international already. But David Stern is the guy who basically brought the NBA to the next level.
Well, that started with the Dream Team. That was
that was like the introduction. Yeah. But like talking about business and all that, the NBA, what it is now is because of David Stern.
100%.
Because this dude ran it like, I don't want to say dictatorship, but it was him. He was law. Yeah. Like this dude was law.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When I say that SportsCenter and all these places were talking about the NBA that way, it's because people would not be able to.
He put it out that way.
Yes.
He controlled the narrative.
That's my point. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Point. Yeah, no,
he controlled all the strings for the NBA.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
That's the first time that
when he got in, they couldn't get a sponsorship from Army. They couldn't get a sponsorship from Pringles. They couldn't get on TV. He changed everything. 100%.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he kind of, and RIP because he's dead now, but I don't want to talk shit about him. But he kind of pushed that narrative. And this is just like, hey, now imagine right now they call somebody in the NBA a thug. Homegirl says shut up and dribble, and they make T-shirts now. That's like that's on LeBron's Twitter. He said, I won't shut up and dribble. You cannot talk bad about people. If this is the reason why they made it. Jermaine O'Neal was like, yo, you never heard our side of the story. I had to go to court for 11 years. Like, you never saw them jumping on my back. I never saw the people in the crowd. I never saw.
Yeah, I remember seeing the fight, but I never saw any follow-up.
No,
you know
I never saw. There was no cops. There was nobody around. They had to literally fight. Like, and finally, when the cops came, they tried to get Reggie Miller out. Like, they didn't know who was where.
Yeah, because he was injured. He was wearing a
That's
suit.
crazy. And then if you look at the map, so the Palace is ginormous. It's like 80,000, 90,000, and it's tall. So you're in the middle of a coliseum, and people are just running from all angles. You crazy?
And
I'm
Detroit.
surprised they didn't.
Remember Detroit?
Yeah.
To begin
on
with.
A Friday night drunk.
It's Detroit.
After whooping their ass by 20.
Yeah. And
it was a war zone.
And Reggie Miller said it the most, like, because they were winning, so the Pacers fans left. The little fans that they had in there, they left. So all the other fans are trickling down.
Or what he really meant to say is like the classy people that could afford to sit close to they're gone. So it's people coming down from the front rows tripping. Oop.
I think that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he meant.
Yeah, that's what I'm here to say what he meant. I don't like saying what you say. I like saying what you mean. What he means was the people who sit close, who have money and probably, won't try to swing on somebody. Nah, them swingers came up from up top that came down, and now you got problems. Yeah. Those are the people that throw beer and try to fight.
And I do remember that.
And I would too.
The guy that you always remember is the guy in the Pistons jersey on the court that Ron Artest just punched. Yeah.
He was like, what am I doing? Because I don't feel like he meant to be there.
They interviewed him.
Yeah, he was a clown.
He was like, he sucker punched me. No.
You run up to somebody like this is not a sucker
He squared up to him. When you go on the court in a riot, there is no.
He was one of the first people there. To his defense, it wasn't a riot yet. It had just started. They said they were pushing people down. Like
they were pushing people down.
Yeah, like he ended up on the court. He was like, "Oh shit, I'm on the court. Oh shit, that's Ron Artest." No, you can see it in his face, bro. You can see it.
It looked like he squared up. Like he was
squared
ready.
up. Well, because they were looking at each other and they knew it was happening. But you could see when he pulls up, it's like, "Oh shit, this is Ron Artest." Not that he's happy to see him, but I'm saying like, "Oh, he's really in front of me." All right. Like, this is about to... It wasn't, like, planned.
It wasn't planned, but he could have went down there neutral, like, hands down, like, non-aggressive.
He didn't put his hands up until he saw Ron Artest right in front of him.
That's like when comments come to life. That's the moment of comments come to life.
What do you mean?
Like, people on the internet, and they actually see the person in real life.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
It's because, fuck internet. At a game, people talk crazy. People talk crazy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because nothing's going to happen. It's like in a zoo. You can talk shit to a lion. Because you got the moat. You got the shit there. You can talk shit to that lion. It's never going to get over here.
Yeah.
If you find yourself in the lion's... Oh, shit. I'm in the lion's den. This is different. He found himself in the lion's den. He didn't mean to go down there. It's like when the little kid fell in.
I don't believe that.
He didn't mean to go down there.
He didn't mean to go down. I don't think he went on the court. They would never push people down to the court. They push them down to the tunnels, not to the court.
I wasn't there. You weren't there. I don't know what happened. I heard what he said.
That's what he was saying.
All I can tell you, remember we argued. I can only argue what I saw. I saw a man was like drunk. Was like, all right, cool. I'm on the court. Oh, it's Ron Artest.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
And I'm scared. You see him.
He had fucking 20 years to come up with that narrative.
I'm not talking about what he said. I don't care about what he said. I'm telling you what I saw. That's what I saw on the video. I saw a man walking down the court. He was walking down the bench, and Ron Artest came. Oh shit. There was nobody. There's no security to hold him. There's nobody to hold me back. There's nobody to hold you back. This is not where I wanted to be. Nobody wants to be there, bro. I don't care what he said. Who he sucker punched me. Ron Artest is 6'9", 250.
Yeah, big dude.
Take off that jersey. Let's get out of this arena. You walk by somebody that's 6'9", 250. You're not. I don't care if he spits in your face. You're not automatically gonna go. Fuck. I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
that's not something you look for. I don't care how drunk or how mad Detroit, Indiana. When it's that, the jerseys don't mean shit. I'm here. You're here. Oh shit. It was an oh shit moment. And to his credit, he put his hands up. Anybody, 8 out of 10 people would be like, "Oh, you got it, Ron. Nah, Ron, you got it." I'm one of the 8. I'd be talking shit all night. I see Ron Artest in front of me. Nah, we cool. It was just words. It was team. This is just.
I mean, I wish there was more footage of that. I wanted to see him walking down. I wanted to see that footage because
I don't know. I don't know what footage you watched, but the ones that I saw, the famous footage of him walking up and like, oh shit, and then he got ready. Good for him.
I thought he was running down there, and when he actually saw how tall they are, it got real for him, and that's what it was.
That's what you interpreted from that video.
Yeah, I mean, you did too.
That's not what I said.
That's what you interpreted by the video.
Right, whatever I said.
Yeah.
Right. We just saw it differently.
We just saw it differently.
I've seen people approach fights. I've seen that. I don't know how many times. That's what I saw from him.
Gotcha.
People are going to agree with me. Watch.
All right, we'll see.
He almost shat himself.
Of course.
Oh, shit. And then to his defense, he put his hands up. Some people say, "Oh shit," I can do that.
I
Tyron Woodley last week was here.
I just don't think security or anybody would have been pushing him down towards the court. Nah.
We're arguing two different things. I don't know. That's what he said.
I know that's what he said, but
all I'm talking about is the
narrative.
5 seconds from when he comes on camera and he passes those couple chairs and he's walking down and Ron Artest is right there. That's what I'm talking about. Those 3 steps that he took. I don't know about how he got there, why he got there. I don't know any of that. From what he said, from all I'm talking to you is the 3 seconds that I saw with my eyes. Those are my eyes told me what he did. Why he's there, how he, I don't know.
Right,
the video that I saw.
That's your interpretation.
That's what I'm telling you what I saw.
That's my interpretation.
Yeah. That's all I saw.
So overall, what did you think of the documentary? It was a weird subject to make a documentary of. I thought it was going to be.
I don't think it's weird at all. I think Jermaine O'Neal was like, I finally have to clear my name. It finally got through.
No, I think it could have been a good story, like on ESPN, like when they do those like mini things.
30 for 30.
Yeah, something like that. But a full length documentary, like
rough.
They stretched it a little.
100%.
Like I didn't need all that build up before. Like I just the event. And it was interesting, and it was good that the players got.
I learned a lot. I saw shit that I didn't see.
The players cleared their name.
They finally got to get it.
Because they hit him with the NDAs and they couldn't talk about it. That was fucked up. Because Jermaine O'Neal was that guy. They fucked up his career. Like
they were gonna get a ring that year.
They were gonna get a ring that year. That's it.
They were favorites to get a ring that year.
Exactly. And
Reggie Miller never got one. That was the end of Reggie Miller's career. He had to play that season and he retired.
I hate Reggie Miller, but that was sad.
Oh, because of the Knicks shit.
Yeah,
that's rough.
But that was sad. That was sad. That was fucked up. Because that was his year, you know?
What are you going to do?
And Steven Jackson, how loyal he is.
He ran in there. He had just gotten there. He still got a ring the next year. He went to San Antonio.
They all got, that's what's sad. They all got rings.
Except for Jermaine and Reggie. And those were the two that wanted it the most. Jermaine and Reggie were the ones that wanted it the most.
And they had the most talent.
What's the first thing?
They had the most talent. Come on. What do you mean?
Reggie Miller had more talent.
Reggie Miller's a Hall of Famer, man. Ron Artest, respect.
I was trying to remember the other name. The other name was Steven Jackson. And yes.
Jackson, yes, come on.
Yeah, but that tells you what those two guys, you put them on any good team and that team gets better because that every team, like they said, needs a Ron Artest. And Ron Artest and Steven Jackson are the same person.
No, I always like Ron Artest, man, because he
unless you have to play with him.
He bridged the eras.
Yeah, I think they're still Ron Artests.
He was a bad boy Detroit Pistons. Like he was
Dennis Rodman.
He was Dennis Rodman. He was good. Yeah. He was good. He could I went to his last game. That was weird.
Oh, cool.
On the Lakers, Meta World Peace. Yeah. I went to his final game. I didn't go because of his final game. It just happened to be there.
To be there for his last game.
Yeah, and it was cool, man. It was like, and he was like an early advocate for mental health and all that stuff.
Facts.
That's what I hated about the way they treated him. I'm like, this man is clearly.
But Jermaine said it, and I don't know if he said it in the thing, but I heard an interview. You knew a lot less. Like we knew a lot less about mental health. Like it was a less prevalent conversation in culture in 2004.
Yeah, of course.
Even he said it. Like we didn't know. Like we just thought, Ron's off. He had a therapist that he talked to that he traveled with.
Yeah,
and that's all you
therapist. But in his interviews, I remember back then he would say, I was talking to a therapist and all that.
First person ever. But even when I heard that, I was like, oh, this dude's crazy because we didn't know. I'm 14, 15. What do you think? When
you just classified as crazy and just it gets this.
Now
I was 22, so that's why I know.
All right, see, I was 14, 15. I was oh, he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what the coaches said, and that's what the narrative and on the sports shows was about. Ron always.
Yeah, it's dismissive. It's just like fucking. He's crazy. That's it.
2021 version that won't happen. Now mental health is a conversation. Now everybody talks about you get breaks. You're allowed certain allowances that other people might not get because you can use that. Not using it as a card.
Using it, yeah.
Use it as not an excuse, but like, listen, I have Simone Biles. If she would have just jumped out of the Olympics without anything, what the fuck is wrong with Simone Biles?
It's understandable now. Right. It's more like
I have mental health. Oh, I get it.
And if you really know about mental health and all that, that dude he's playing that good with those kind of issues. Even more respect for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he said it. He said on the court. Like, you do that shit on me on the court. That's my safe place. Especially, and now imagine if.
Exactly. You don't turn your back on any. You could turn. You're supposed to be able to turn your back.
Yeah.
On the court. Yeah. You know, that's one of those things. And when they take
place.
that away from you.
So I get.
I don't know how you're gonna react.
And that's coming from I've never, knock on wood, but I've never been anxious a day in my life. I can only empathize, right? I can't understand what he's going through.
Because you could tell, like when he was on the scorer's bench and all that, the behavior and all that, that is a calming. Like he he wasn't smiling and all that.
He explained it perfectly on the thing.
Exactly. I like that he finally got to explain all that
himself.
because I could tell what he was doing. Like I could tell what he was
couldn't.
doing. He was calming down. He wasn't laughing like oh fuck these guys, like whatever.
That's what I thought. He was like, all right, fuck you guys, I'm gonna chill right here.
No, he was.
No, you could tell what he was doing.
Now you could tell with your 2001 eyes, 2021 eyes. You could tell.
And that's really the only good thing about this documentary. Like, you just learned a couple things. Like, oh, I get it. Thank you for that.
Jermaine O'Neal, that's fucking sad, man. Like,
they didn't drop it they didn't even drop it like on the anniversary or anything. Like, I would have waited for or put it out at a certain time. Like,
I mean,
it was kind of random.
Netflix is just putting everything out. Like,